Hello, and welcome back to Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. The cat's finally getting a lot of mail collected, which is good. Today, it might be possible to finish the non-Prowler 9-star village, because I think there's 3 quests left. Might be wrong, I didn't actually check. But some of them are not the best. But there's no capture quest, so it should be fine. I think I start with the one... Yeah, I'll start with the first one, which is a nonsensical thing to say. Starting with the one on the first page. It's... oh shoot, where is this? Jungle. Jungle is not cold. Yeah, this is a reasonable monster. It's... I don't know, it's kind of... It has felt more and more like there's a lot of... the same monsters. It makes sense, because it's a repetition between the hub and the village and everything. It's just... I don't know, some of them stand out more as being repetitive to me, and Lagiacrus is one of the ones that stands out the most. I guess it's a case of, like, if I enjoy fighting them or not, and I don't particularly care for this monster. I'd say it's far from the worst, but it might be one of the monsters that got kind of a bad deal from the fact that there's no water. I'm not sure though. Like, it might be the monster from 3? Oh, that's not the direction I want to go. I got lucky. It might be like the flagship. I'm not actually sure. I've not played it, but I think I remember seeing it on the cover of one of the games, and it probably wasn't 4. It's like, if it was designed to be fought in the water, it's kind of... it's not worth going for the tail in this scenario. But, like, it just gets unlucky because it's not at all how it's, you know, originally designed, if it was originally designed as a water fight. It's like if Cadis, I might be misremembering the name, but there's a big water monster that I've seen in one context for some reason that... It's always funny when you get hit by the neck for like full damage. Oh, that was kind of unlucky, but then super lucky because I got saved by the crab saved me. That's funny. It wasn't so much the fact that I got stunned after being hit multiple times that was unlucky, it was the choice of lightning attack. That... I feel lucky that that didn't hit me. This is one of the monsters that I think kind of... You know, that was never escapable at that timing. I was in a bad position. But this is one monster that does stand out to me. Probably because I've seen it on the cover of whichever Monster Hunter game. So it's memorable for that reason. Oh yeah, I forgot. It didn't take it doesn't recharge all that quickly. But like it's not a crazy amazing design for a monster, but it's, I don't know, it fits fundamentals sort of. Like it fits well with the fundamentals of a aquatic monster that's like not a dragon, but it's sort of has some of the feeling of a dragon, which would be more of a eastern dragon than a western dragon, but that would, if it was any dragon, that would make sense considering the point of origin. That was lucky. Kind of. Like it feels to me like the type of monster that probably should have a deviant. Like if Rathian and Rathalos have deviants, and I mean Diablos does. That might have been that was Gen U, maybe not base generations. Like, this feels like a monster that should have a deviant, which for all I know it does. I just don't think, I'm pretty sure it doesn't, but that's mostly because I've never heard of it. Admittedly, the only deviants that I've heard of would be the Fated 4, Rathian Rathalos, Arzuros, Legambi, and Diablos. Those are the only ones that I'd heard of before. That's garbage. How do you shoot? You're right. That just doesn't make sense with the animation that orb of lightning could hit me. Which is really more of a restriction on the animation as opposed to anything else. Because like they can't... I don't think they could realistically make it look good, having it tilt its face in such a way that it could shoot where I was standing. Which I feel like physically it probably could shoot where I was standing. Just it would never look good or convincing. Because of how, like, sort of necessarily how stiff it is, which is not even bad, but that roar feels unnaturally long, which it just stands out to me. Mechanically, it's intentional and all that, it makes sense. But it does feel kind of unnatural how much longer it lasts than some monsters like, I don't know, Gravios. Any other big monsters that I've fought recently, none of them have that same... I don't think any of them have that same feeling of the roar lasting longer than it should. I'm committed. Well, that's bad camera. I can't see anything. See, that's more reasonable because it didn't try to hit me when I was standing behind it. Not worth it. Somehow that worked longer than it felt like it should have. That was greedy. Stunned. A little bit greedy. That's fine. I should sharpen. Just take this chance for free. Like, the roar's done, and it feels like it takes a second longer. I think it's mostly the visual sort of elements, where like the screen shaking from the roar goes away, which makes sense, but I don't know, something about it feels off compared to basically every other monster roar. It could just be that the Lagiacrus starts moving faster than other monsters in their roars, so that then it makes it feel like it's longer, because relative to the only other real frame of reference, it is longer. But oh, it was mid-sleep. It would not notice me. I wish that wasn't how it worked, but it is. I mean, I should have played it safe and just assumed that it might sleep, but... Oh, that's bad. That's bad. I got lucky. Just let me do this. Thank you. Just, yeah, it's kind of... It's a monster that feels like a default. Like, it feels like a default monster, despite not being omnipresent like the other monsters that I would view as default. I guess it sort of feels like, you know, Pokemon has water, fire, grass type, always those starters. I don't think the default, in my mind, monsters in Monster Hunter have a water type. And I think that's why it feels like, okay, there has to be a default, and by default there's only one default that it could be. So that's why it feels like this monster fits the bill, because I don't know if there's anything else that could fulfill that purpose. Or that position. Mostly because there's only one game that ever had water combat, so there's not a ton of water. I mean, there's a bunch of water adjacent monsters, like Almudron's somewhat water-like. Plesioth is a bad one because it's not very good. Volcanus. That might be good. I have no way of knowing. But that's monster number 1. Only 2 more to go. Had to get rid of the notice because it's not needed. It's still kind of interesting. one of these has, unless everything is a key quest, which also wouldn't surprise me. Because there's so few quests, having to do all of them is not that crazy. I'm gonna go through the Zamtrios first. I don't know, I feel like it's more likely to be what I'm looking for. Or it's less likely to be the key quest, which isn't what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the non-key quest. I could have checked the client, that might have helped as well. Snowman. It's not a snowman, it's a snowcat, so that's a little better, but that face is horrific. It's a horror because it's sort of melted and it's not all there. Oof. Creepy. I have an old picture. Like, physical picture. I'm building a snowman in like sixth grade? Very old. And I've just had the same picture. People that I haven't talked to since 6th grade. Though. I don't think any of us are recognizable because snowsuits and everything kind of cover faces a little. Well, not cover faces. But covers hair, so all you see is a face. Faces are less identifiable when you don't have supporting characteristics. But the snowman's very tall. It's not a 3-piece snowman. It's like 5 pieces. I think it was like elementary school. I think we would regularly have classes where the class timing was basically just go out and play. Always fun. Well, mostly fun. I think we were just playing outside in the snow. Is there a second Zamtros here? No, yes, there is. Lovely. I really need to start bringing dung pods or dung bombs or whatever to these multi-monster hunts instead of ignoring the fact that there is a mechanic to deal with this. I hate this game. 2 roars in a row is obnoxious. I kind of wish there were multicolored paintballs in this game. Oh, I'm doomed. Hey, I wasn't even holding the right bumper down, so I wasn't running, but they gave me the escape there. That's nice. It was undeserved, but they gave it to me. I think this might be one of the worst, I'm gonna say weakling multi-monster hunts. Because Zamtros is not like a weakling, but it's not your double Furious Rajang in an arena. Like, it's not on that tier, but it might be one of the worst. Oh, I ran out of sprint. I'm dead. It might be one of the worst because they're just big. And because they're big, they hit large areas, and there's nothing you can do about it other than make them leave. I think that's what I should do. I should figure out how to actually use those properly. I don't think I can locate the ingredients on an icy plane. It's possible that I could. You know, better habits. Actually bring items that are useful. Because useful items are very helpful. Oops. Muscle memory messed up. Okay, that took a few minutes. Oh, lucky cat, great. Very helpful. But no cold is what I need. Do I even have any? Dung bomb, yes. That should help. Oops, I need to actually pick up the quest. It might be the worst. I can't, like, just off the top of my head, there's nothing else that I can think of that is worse. Maybe Double Gammoth would be worse, because even more AoE. That just covers everything, and it's not fun in the slightest. It's fine. Excuse me, sorry, didn't have time. So I also have to learn, I assume if I throw the dung bomb at Zamtrios A, Zamtrios B will run away. Because they're running away from the smell. And if it's on them, they can't escape it. I think I want to focus the arms. I think that's the most useful heartbreak. Might even be the only useful part break. Zamtrios' dorsal fin reminds me of how killer whales can have like a floppy dorsal fins, and that's obviously not good. Please stop wasting my time. I'm glad that escaped properly. That was inescapable at that point. I had gotten myself into the situation though. I don't know if I've seen that attack where it just spins. Just stop with the posing. It's the most annoying thing about this monster, other than the big inflation rolling, but that's the gimmick, so it's kind of less annoying. Like, a monster's gimmick can be annoying, but it's sort of, that's what makes it unique. Where the posing just to sit there is just not unique feeling, and it's not satisfying to sit there waiting and do your best to dodge. Oh, I already broke an arm. Nice. Or technically it would be breaking a leg. I'm not going to be able to do anything about this, so I'm just going to attack. Because it's going to take up the entire hallway almost. Just do something, please. Okay. Dung bomb. Doesn't act instantly, that's fair. Maybe it doesn't act at all at this rate. Oh no. No, it just doesn't do anything in this context, seemingly. I guess that was a waste of time to leave. Does it do nothing? Or does it not work? Does it only work on the one you throw it at? And that guy's in the inflated mode, so it won't leave. Because it can't transition zones. Yes, the one you throw it at leaves, I guess, and it can't leave when it's in that state. Good to know. Tedious, but good to know. If you want one to leave, you just have to accept that you can't make that one leave if it's in its ball form. What was that? Oh, is it going for food? No, it's just impossible to understand what it's doing. So, it's good to learn that dung bombs need to be thrown at the one you want to leave, seemingly. Which doesn't really make sense. But from a gameplay perspective, it's probably easier to be like, throw it at the one you want to leave. Much simpler to keep that in mind instead of, I don't know, throw it at the guy that you want to make smell bad so the other one leaves. That one makes more sense to me, but it is probably simpler to just be like, you want it to leave, throw it at it. Yeah, that roar lasts distinctly, it feels like it lasts distinctly less time than the Lagiacrus. Laggy. I'll call him Laggy. Instead of trying to use their full name, I'm committed. Because I was hoping that exact thing would happen. Nah, exploded the Zamite at least. Okay, Zamite, no. Get off me, Zamite. And I can't put my weapon away because it moves too quick. Would have been very nice to have been able to put it away sooner. If it didn't do the spin there, it would have been an issue. Greedy. Unpunished. Probably should have been punished. That beginning of that doesn't make any sense. Like, it goes from attacking me to, oh, gotta explode instantly. Like, there's no... It doesn't make sense to me, basically. I kind of wish there was a bit more of a not being able to do it sort of mid-combo, which is what that felt like. I wonder how Furious Rajang is always angry, but then he gets angrier. It's not the same, but the Zamtrios that's always like this, but then takes up even more space, would be awful. And what I was actually initially thinking was sort of the inverse. Like, default inflated Zamtrios that then returns to normal on occasion, which doesn't make sense, which is why it would never work. Just do something, please. What? That was weird. I thought that it always hopped. What the heck was that? That was a bad animation, I think. I think it went for its attack, but then had to flip 180 to dig into the ground for some reason. Which I don't think is what should happen. But maybe there's a reason. I think it's a sort of jokey monster. Zamtrios is great. Like a monster that's not overly serious in design because it is just goofy. It's always fun. Yeah, why does it flip 180 to dig into the ground instead of just digging into the ground? It's clearly intentional because it's happened twice, but this is greedy for so many reasons. This is greedy. And it went unpunished. Yeah, that roar, it feels like it lasts slightly longer than I thought it should, but not to the same extent as Laggies. Yeah, better direction. Oh. I probably need to start bringing dung or dung bombs just in general. The question between the two is basically, if I can bring 10 dung and it's 100% craft, I would bring dung. Because then if I need it, I can craft it. And then I don't have to pre-craft it in the hub or whatever. I can just collect dung somehow. Please. Yeah, like that feels long but reasonable. That was quick. It's one of those sort of 50-50 things to it sometimes, like, because if I'd assumed that it would, if I hadn't assumed that it would go for a second hop, I would have been able to dodge that. But if I had if it went for the second hop after why does it go 180? But if I'd assumed that it wouldn't hop and then it did hop, I would have gotten hit no matter what. Hit me, I dare you. Okay. Arm moves. Leg moves, not arm. Yeah, what? I guess it makes sense. Potentially. It's actually kind of interesting. It's a monster with 3 modes. Like, it's kind of... I don't pay enough attention. Because there's probably multiple monsters that have 3 modes. But it's kind of interesting. They never really thought about it. It has the ice mode, it has the full of air mode, and it has the normal mode. Like, a lot of monsters have 2. I wonder how many have 3. That's bad. Because to me, whatever. Just sit here. What are you targeting? Like, there's a lot of stuff that bothers me in these games. And a lot of it is subjective. Like, I think monsters move too much. I think that's a subjective opinion. I think it's subjectively annoying when monsters attack nothing and just charge into the middle of nowhere for no reason at all. it was probably targeting a cat, but it doesn't update its targeting fast enough for how slow its attack was. I don't know, I feel like there should be more cases, at least with the attacks that really move them a long distance, where they just call it quits, instead of committing and missing. Because obviously, for the player's side, it's beneficial when attacks leave them open, and they're close by and you can actually take advantage of it. Where, if it attacks nothing, goes away from every hunter in the area, which if your soul is only one hunter and prowlers, but if they move away, you don't get to you don't really take advantage of the opening unless you're using a ranged weapon. And even then, it depends. Like if you're doing like a, whatever the close range, it's not scatter, though it might be, actually. If you're doing a close range type ranged weapon, it will still be detrimental. I've never been a fan of the rain a bunch of random hits type attacks and get hit. It did work. It doesn't have long enough iframes for how long it just rolls, but it did work. Like these types of attacks are sort of, you can just leave, or you can just hope you don't get hit and try to take advantage of how much of an opening it provides. Because if you go for the attacks, you don't really have much time to react if you're about to get hit. The roar actually affects the Conchu. I always think it's interesting to pay attention to that, because there's so many monsters where it seems like there's some small monsters that are unaffected by roars, I think. I haven't broken his face. There you go, broken face. What's up with its teeth? 2 layers of teeth? That's fair. I was wondering if maybe it had 3. Yeah, that was okay. Other than the false start, because I was getting destroyed by 2 at once. That was pretty quick. I don't know what Zamtros gear does. I have no idea what its purpose is. The thing is, I don't think anything from this guy would be useful. Possible that he has a good weapon? Oh, sure, it's this one. Someone wants to talk to me here in the lab, which means that it's probably nothing. Yep, a Y Academy ticket, which I probably want to collect anyway. But I can finish the 9-star. And if there's a key quest, then I've succeeded in avoiding it. And if there isn't a key quest after this, or if there isn't a real quest after this last one, then I'm missing something. I'm pretty sure there was nothing about a second monster, even in a warning, so I'm just gonna go for it. It's always fun to start in the cold, so you have to... Oh, rude. You have to worry about it. I don't know where this Tigrex might be. It's probably a reasonably open space, but... it could be anywhere. Except maybe this one. This might be too small for Tigrex. Though. I don't actually think they care as much about the size of the area as I feel like they should. Because, I mean, if the monster can fit, it's realistic if the monster would be there. They're running towards the Tigrex. I would have thought they would run away. I love when it stands on the hind legs. It's really funny. Get roared. And it somehow I timed it well, apparently. It really does move. I don't know if I should focus. I hate that. I hate everything about trying to go for the tail. I don't know if I should focus the arms. I know, like, Barioth, you want to focus the arms? Or the arm blades, or whatever they're called. Okay, this is not a good place to fight, because I will get knocked off a cliff. This is the area that has pretty bad ledges, where they just sort of walk through them. Which the walking through them is not the part that's bad, it's really just the visual of walking through them and stuff around that. Mostly when they stand on them. Which especially stands out on something like a Lagombi. Because they're not a long monster. Oh, it'd be really fun if the Superman slid down the slope. I think that'd be a fun mechanic. It would be both good and bad. If you could Superman down like any hill beyond a certain grade. If you slide down it, if you Superman downwards, you can roll and just fall to the very bottom of it. Not quite fast enough. I'm mostly just picturing the windswept plains of Wilds and how those sand dunes would be really fun to roll down if you could. What was it? That snip snap bite is weird. I need to look at an exhaust switch axe. I think there was a exhaust switch axe that was in Sunbreak that's in this game. that I was considering making for monsters like this where they're just hyper aggressive when they're not tired. Because less running around, less jumping at me would be probably more... That's good. Damage uptime than a little bit more raw. That did almost no damage, which is fine. Ticrax is kind of a funny monster to me. Because, like, it's sort of a secondary default monster in my mind. Like, it feels like... I mean, it's more of a default monster than Lagiacrus, but Olagi. Because it actually shows up in more games, I think. And it's easier to fit into a game because it isn't water themed. But I don't know, it's sort of a second tier. Even it's below Diablos and Rathalos and Rathian. Like there's something that puts it... I mean, obviously Rathian and Rathalos are like the default monsters. Rathalos is in every game, I think. Rathian is in it. I can't imagine there's been a game with Rathalos without Rathian. I don't think that would ever happen. Well, no, they could justify it in world, I think. I think they could make a game without both. But it would need to be a specific, special setting. Okay, go for the tail. Perfect. Except for the fact that I was kind of hoping that I might have time to eat. So I'll have to leave to eat. Did I just hear Tigrex roar? Has it been doing this? Is it map specific where it roars carry between zones? Or have I only noticed it recently? Because only some monsters roar when you're not in the zone or something. Close. Has this been... That was unfortunate. I could have gotten... I think if I'd been mashing the attack, I could have gotten hit in before I got hit. Aggroed. Ooh, spicy. Worth it. Let's just get the reload. Was leaving? Okay. Coward. I totally didn't abandon him hunt just before this. That should be where I just was. Yeah, it's kind of fun. I think a big thing about... Oh yeah, this targeting is bad. Just as I'm thinking about this game, I think what really makes the zone transitions less annoying outside of getting hit into them by the monster and stuff. Like the loading screens when you're chasing a monster, what makes them less annoying is that they're not like... Between the time spent on the loading screens and the time spent chasing a monster, the loading screens are shorter. Which to me makes the loading screens not as bad. It's more fun to chase it for sure. I'd rather spend 30 seconds chasing the monster and seeing the world than 30 seconds in a loading screen. But like 30 seconds chasing a monster or 5 seconds in a loading screen, it's not as bad. Which is fun. That was a bad roll. I'm gonna get hit. I'm just kind of getting ping-ponged. Because it's just charging back and forth. Spin. What? Tigrex's friends... The group of monsters that Tigrex is in is like Tigrex, Nargacuga, Barioth, question mark. Barioth is sort of the odd one out. Mostly because it's for some reason Barioth is weird. And it's weird that it is weird. But, I don't know, between Tigrex, Nargacuga, Barioth, for some reason Barioth really stands out to me. I guess it stands out in that it doesn't really stand out. Like, it's not forgettable in the broader sense, but it's definitely forgettable. Like, I could forget if Barioth is in this game, I could have fought it and forgotten. I don't think it's in this game so far. But if I've fought it, then the uncertainty is sort of exactly what I mean about Barioth. It's sort of, take it or leave it. Why did it go that... I mean, that's actually part of it, because it can't spin the whole way, and it's super aggressive, so it just keeps charging. That's just part of Tigrex. And the charge is so long that it actually... And it's relatively slow, as far as charges go. It's so long that it does actually give an opening. Can you reload, please? Thank you. Ah, shoot. Paintballs. I can't see it. Okay, good. It's going to the same location, probably. I do kind of like that paintballs are annoying. Because it gives that... Oh, should remember that. Which, I don't know. Keeps you sharp. But not really, because I don't remember ever, so it doesn't keep me sharp at all. It was with that bite. Like, it's just sort of an idle animation, basically. It doesn't... Unless it's sharpening its teeth. That would be pretty funny. If, like, it does that to sharpen its teeth somehow. So that the next bite is stronger. Ooh, slid sideways as always. Oops, too slow. Okay, safe enough. Though, always a bit risky, I think. What? Oh, that was weird. Good try, Conchu. Yeah, what is it doing? Oh, spin. Just bad timing. Bad choice of time to attack. What if you could kill it as it's jumping up into that area? And like, it's mid-jump, it dies, it falls to the ground. Or if it's possible to kill it when it's in the area and then you can't carve it. different from killing it in the other normal zones where you can't walk into them. Oop. See, like, this actually does give an opening. It goes a lot further on that last step than I expected, though. That was good. I guess I need to talk to the various villagers now. I've been putting that off for a very long time. That was good. And I guess next time I'll do some Prowler. Because I haven't done Prowler in weeks. It's been a while. Okay. I wonder what... I wonder if there's gonna be any new 10-star monsters. If I unlock 10-star the urgent quest after this. Like, Volstrax could be the 9 to 10 urgent, but it's probably not. I assume Volstrax is a monster in 10-star. Or, like, you unlock it partway through 10-star, but I'm not sure. I think that's good. It's terrible, but it's good to get because that's the only way to get worn items. Okay, I'm gonna talk to this, which means that was the key quest, which is good. Monster settings in Burna, Kokoto, Poke, Yukumo, Lava. Yep, okay, not surprising at all. So it's just high rank urgent of all of those, which is... I should have probably seen that coming. Okay, but I got people to talk to real quick, which will take a little bit. That's the end of 9-star, except for Prowlers, which is what I'm doing next time, but... Celtis Queen, please don't be an advanced quest. Oh, it is a 9-star village, so I can continue with that. Did these unlock from hub quests, or did these... I ignored them because they were unlocked through the hub, I thought. But I guess there's one more village 9-star maybe, which I can leave till after I do the Prowler, or if there's like 2 or 3 Prowlers and they take 5 minutes each, which isn't gonna happen. But if they're quick, then I might finish the village. Jumbo, big. Jumbo Jeopardy. Blunga, 3 Blungongas. Ooh. It's really funny to see all the female only. Bleh. It's kind of interesting because it's not surprising. Okay, so I guess I have one more. I should have talked to all these people sooner. But one more village quest is not bad. It can come after the other village stuff. Oh, wait, these aren't even urgents yet. Which means it's nowhere near done. What's the is the urgent gonna be? No, Glavenus, Astalos, Gammus, Mizutsune. Yeah, it's all 4. Okay, so I guess I'm not done with 9-star. Interesting. Oh, capture. Oh. I hate capture quests. And capture quest where it's gonna have a Celtis going around as well is gonna be worse. But I will do Prowler next time. Because I want to clear it. Yeah, okay. It makes sense, I guess. I just kind of wish they didn't do it this way. I just wish it was the urgent already, but it was my mistake for assuming. Yeah, that's it. Next time, I'll do Prowler, and then it will probably take 2 more goes to finish 9-star after I finish all the Prowler stuff. So, I'll see how it goes. Hope you have a nice day. Bye-bye.